I remembered my notes, but they're nowhere near that good, so just let's control expectations here, people. First, thanks so much. I'm tremendously humbled and honored to have received this award. One of the greatest treasures for me over the last 18 months is to get to know the Pres community and the school and what they do in the community. It's absolutely been immense. And I'd like everybody to give it up for Sister Chris, Barbara Wine, the students and the staff of Presentation, because they are an amazing community treasure. I'm also going to thank my friends and family, especially my kids, Cal and Elizabeth, my mom, who's here, who inspire me every day to be a better person. I'd be nowhere without them. And they, thank God, did not wave the paddles. Thank you, children. I also would like to thank my terrific Louisville Downtown Partnership team, because they're here as well, and they're completely responsible for all the work we're able to do. And also Carol Baines, are you here? Because thank you Carol Baines for Jim. Thank you so much. Talk about a gift. So to the Pres girls in the audience, I suspect that all of our words of wisdom here are actually things you already sort of have a sense of. To paraphrase Maurice Sendak, I remember one very distinct thing about high school, which is that I knew a lot of things that I couldn't let any adults know, that I should or couldn't know. And so you're very patient to listen to us. So in thinking about leadership and what this award represents and how to kind of contextualize it for the leaders the Pres girls here tonight both are and will become, I kept returning to a quote that a friend of mine from Camp Piamingo posted recently. And he said, "Show me your friends and I'll show you your future." I've been abundantly blessed in that friendship category, and at the end of the day, I believe our friendships define who we are as leaders, as community members, and as families. Leadership is all about relationships, and friendships are how we learn how to be in relationships. I've been on a red eye, so if I'm a little bit discombobulated, I came back from California, and there were these two words that kept coming up over and over again: disruption and mindfulness. Disruption and mindfulness, which is why I decided to kick it old school and talk about friendship instead. So friendship teaches us all about loyalty, about compassion, and about collaboration. These three traits are also really what makes positive leaders as opposed to corrosive and negative leaders. Friendship requires us to invest heavily in others, but it also requires us to allow others to invest in ourselves. There's a sort of misguided notion in the world that there are chits, that people trade favors. In actuality, when somebody does you a favor, they're emotionally much more invested in you than before, and they're much more likely to do a favor for you again. And that investment in other people is what drives a positive experience of our lives and our communities. Good friendship is in many ways the most pure form of mentorship, of how we learn to get from the world what we most need, invest in others, and they will invest in you. In order to be or have good friends, there's a deep necessity also to be open. I found the ability to be open to be the most profoundly important thing in my both professional and personal life, and I really had to learn it the hard way. I had to learn it through a great deal of adversity. The skill to be open is just something I cannot express enough, is so profound. So my best friend from high school is here tonight, and she is the embodiment of a great Louisvillian, Hunter S. Thompson's phrase, "Buy the ticket, take the ride." She's certainly done that with me. So you're really at a point in your life where friendship can be its most complex and its most painful. But it's also the time when you develop those relationships that will sustain you throughout your life and learn the most important positive lessons from them. There is, by the way, no such thing as a frenemy. That's not how that works, and you don't have time for that. Last thought is, make friends with your family. Start with your cousins, maybe work up to your siblings. I don't know. You can try. Might work out for you. Be a good friend. Thank you very much. I've loved being here.